The Vancer Akitsu is one of the best engineered mice I have ever tried. But is it any good? As per usual, the contents have to be mentioned. Now inside the box we do have the manual, the 8K LCD dongle, a soft braided Type-C cable, Dragonfly themed grip tape, extra skates and base stickers, and of course the mouse itself. The Akitsu is a mouse on the way smaller spectrum, more so in line with the final mouse Cape Town or the Cheetah. Now from the side they look like basically the exact same mouse, having a flat slant to the back with a center hump. The sides are way flatter than the final mouse shape with a very comfortable but subtle curve, making it very safe for different adjustments and grip styles. But generally it's more ideal for small to near medium hands to claw grip. But myself having a larger hand size, it is doable but it won't be comfortable. My fingers reach the very edge of the mouse and my ring and pinky fingers stick over the edge and also drag on my mouse pad considering I pincer claw for the most part. Now fingertipping is probably the only thing I can recommend this mouse for, just to factor in all the hand sizes. Now the clicks are one of, if not the best tension clicks I've ever experienced. They make use of their own custom switches called Dragon Claw switches, which are also in collaboration with Wano, giving us a lifespan of 80 million clicks. They do have a light to low medium click weight, with a decent pre and post travel, but it does make up for it with how quickly the click rebounds. Now generally the experience is very spammable, but also very stable with near zero wobbling. The click grooves are not very deep, but they do make the experience more comfortable. But unfortunately there is an issue with my copy where the right click of mine does grind a bit if a stronger force is expressed in the front of the right click. They were made aware of it ages ago and have implemented improvements to the newer batches across all the general other issues brought up to them. Now the scroll wheel implementation is on the slight stiffer side, even though they make use of a TTC gold encoder, which is supposed to be the perfect medium between smooth and tactile. Now the scroll band is flat and does provide a decent amount of grip, making the scroll more usable. Now the middle mouse button itself is very stiff, even stiffer than the Vaxi ones, which I thought would be impossible. It is difficult to use, and I just want more brands to start using micro switches for their middle mouse buttons. Now the side buttons are so good. They have a lighter feel to them, making the ability to spam them really easy, even more so considering how near non-existent the pre and post travel is. I'm on the fence about the shape. The protrusion is very aggressive on its peak, making my experience less enjoyable, but it's still definitely usable. The base does have a very unique design as well, having a dragonfly as the base with its center being the sensor cage. And although it may look very cool, it does come with its own fair share of issues. So the Akitsu does have a very flat dot skate on stock, but they're also pretty decent, just a bit slower than conventional or well balanced skates. On softer pads, if you do tend to have a heavier hand or use more downward force to give yourself some extra friction, the Dragonfly base will scrape on your softer cloth pads, so I would recommend to get higher skates instead. Now the rest of the bottom is pretty standard, having an on and off toggle, a DPI and polling rate button. The internals are also pretty standard. We have a 3395 sensor, a Nordic MCU and 200 mAh battery. Now keep in mind this mouse can go up to higher polling rates, and you'd obviously think this battery would get chewed up, but it's honestly not that bad. Now I do personally avoid anything over 2000 Hz, and that's just because I do not like the trade-off of battery life, even though the performance metrics are still pretty good. Now everything can be tweaked in the WebDriver, which is also very nice to use and has everything in terms of the usual customization changes. Now the reason I say this mouse is one of, if not the best engineered mice on the market right now, is because of the material that it's made and also the implementation of it. The Akitsu is made of a carbon fiber composite, coming in at 38 grams in total, but it doesn't compromise on anything in its support structure. Now obviously this is not me urging you to go try any of these things, but it's just very reassuring to see that this mouse is insanely strong, especially coming in at $140 US. But also at that price, I would honestly just pick this over a final mouse any day. So in short, this mouse is fantastic, but it's not flawless. Now my current copy does have an issue where the dongle and the WebDriver itself shows my battery life is at 100% 24/7, which honestly just sucks. The right click obviously has the grinding issue, but I do think the worst part of this mouse is going to be the coating. It is really bad. I find myself slipping a lot, so I would highly encourage you to use either grip tape from the box itself or just get X-ray pad cicadas. Now a nice note to end on is the fact that Vancer said they are working on a medium and a large version of this mouse. But also on top of that, they have their newer batches out already, which have quite significant improvements over the older ones. And just because of that, I feel this mouse is one of the best contenders for final mouse. So that is something that I'll be looking forward to in the future.